So now we are going to solve a problem of Spearman's rank correlation only, and also the case of repeated rank, but when ranks are not given. Spearman's rank correlation, repeated rank, but when ranks are not given. So basically when ranks are not given, the thing is we have to rank the data. When ranks are not given, we rank the data. Now, how do we rank the data? We give the person with highest number of marks. These are marks in stats and these are marks in English. So person with highest marks will get the rank 1. So if you just see marks in stats, the highest marks is 70. So this fellow will get rank 1. The next highest is 68. So this fellow will get rank 2. Now what is happening? If you see, there is 67 which is repeated thrice. So all of them will get rank 3 because all of them have got the same marks. So all of them will get rank 3. But now you have to be very careful. Now what will happen to this 66, which is the next highest? You cannot give rank 4. It is like you have to assume that although these people have got different ranks, you have to internally calculate them as separate. You have to calculate that like 1, 2, 3. You have to calculate that, okay, this is 4, this is 5, and directly give the rank 6 to this. Although it is very true that all of them have the same rank, but the next person who is the highest will not get the rank 4. It is basically that you have to assume kind of that these people have got a different rank, although they have the same rank. So you have to assume that the other two 67s have got a rank 4 and a rank 5. So therefore you are giving a rank 66 the rank 6. And of course 67 will get the rank 7. Same thing you have to do for marks in English. The highest is 72. So you give the rank 1. There is one more fellow with 72. You give the rank, give it also rank 1. But in your mind, you should keep in mind that rank 2 is already consumed. So you cannot use rank 2 here. So now you have to the next highest, that is 69, give rank 3. Now the next highest is 64. There are two. So both of them will get the rank 4. But you have to internally keep in mind, at the back of your mind, it should be there that this 68 is actually 5. So the 67 will get 6 and this 65 will get rank 7. Now it's very easy. Now all this thing, once the ranking is done, it's very easy. Take rank X, take rank Y. Now these are your ranks. But be careful again, you can only start writing those ranks which are not having any problem. That means those ranks which are not repeated. Now when I take this, you take this series as rank X, the first series. The second series you take as rank Y. This one is rank X, this one is rank Y. So what you do, you in the series X, you write everything except those ranks which are repeated. So 7 is not repeated, 6 is also not repeated. Since 3 is repeated, I'm not going to write 3. Instead of that, I'm going to put a box, empty box. Fine. Also, 2 is not repeated, so I write another 3 is, since 3 is the repeated rank, I'll put a box. Then 1 is not repeated and 3 is a repeated rank, so I'll put a box. Now in this box, I have to fill the number. Now if you go to see, the rank 3 is the repeated rank over here. But which ranks are missing here? You have to also see which ranks are missing. There is 1, 2, these are 3. There is 4 and 5 that is missing. So this is like your repeated rank, repeated one. And these are like your missing ones. Now, you take the average of all these things. You take the average. Average, these are 3 numbers, so you divide by 3. So this is 7 plus 5 is 12. You get 4. So all these boxes will be filled by 4. Now you do a similar thing to rank Y. 6 is not having any problem, so you write down as it is. 4 is having a problem. You see 4 is repeated twice. So you put a box to 4. 7 is not having a problem, you write down. 4, yes, it's a problem, put a box. 1 is a problem, you see 1 is repeated twice. And 3 is not a problem, so you keep. Now, these two boxes are for 4 and these two boxes are for 1. Now, we'll take the case of 4 first. If you observe carefully, it's okay. There is 4, rank 4. Rank 4 is the repeated rank. And if you see over here, the missing rank is 5. This actually had to be 5, but it took the rank 4. So the missing rank is 5. So you take the average, which is 9 upon 2, which is 4.5. Clear? This is 4.5. So basically, so wherever there was 4, it is 4. You put 4.5. This is basically like you take the average. These two people have got rank 4, but it's like one was supposed to be 4, the other one was supposed to be 5. But they have taken 4, so we take the average. Same thing we do here. Both people have got 1. So what we do? We take the rank 1 and the missing rank, which is 2, and take the average. So what we do now, see this is 1, the missing rank is 2, because see if this was 1, this had to be 2, but it did not take 2, it took 1. So it is 1 plus 2 upon 2, which is 3 upon 2, which is 1.5. So all these boxes will be filled by 1.5. Next is easy. We have to calculate we have to find this way. This is the difference in ranks. 7 minus 6 is 1. This is the difference in rank. 6 minus 4.5 is 1.5. This is minus 3. This is minus 2.5. You calculate. Basically, you take rank X minus with rank Y. Take 2.5, 0.5, I think 1. Then you find d square. D square is just squaring. This is 2.25. This is 9. This is 6.25. That means minus 2.5 square. You check. Minus 2.5 square is 6.25. This is also 6.25. 0.5 square is 0.25. And 1 square is 1. So this is like you square all of them. You just square and see. 1.25 square you find on calculator. You'll get it as 2.25. So your sigma d square will come down to 9, 10. This will come down to, you add this. Sigma d square is this vertical sum. You will get 11. And then you will get, I think, 23, 23.5, 24. You get 26, I think. Sigma d square, you should get 26. You add this vertically. 9, 10, 11, 12.5. So 23.5, 23.5. Then you put, you get 24, 26. You add this on calculator, you'll get summation of d square is 26. Okay. Next, what we do? We do something about m. M will have what? Repeated rank. Repeated rank. Then we have m square minus 1 into, and then last one is m into m square minus 1 upon 12. M into m square minus 1 upon 12. See, in repeated rank, what we do, we just write down those ranks which are repeated. If you see series X, the rank 3 over here is repeated twice in series X, in rank X. When you say marks and stats, the rank 3 is repeated twice, and the other rank 3 is repeated thrice. If you see here, the rank 3 is repeated thrice. So what we do, we write that thing down. So the repeated rank is x3. In series X, it is the third rank which is repeated, and M is the number of times the rank is repeated. So if you see in series X, the rank 3 was repeated twice, so M in this case is 3. Uh, same, same thing will do for series Y. In series Y, if you see, rank 4 is repeated twice. So rank 4 is repeated twice. Rank 4 is repeated twice, so we write 5 rank in series by it is rank 4 which is repeated twice. M is the number of times it is repeated. It's like number of repetition. Same thing in series by if you observe, there is one more rank which is repeated. The rank 1, if you see this rank is also repeated twice. So this is what you have to do in series Y. It is rank 1 which is repeated twice. Now do m square minus 1. M square minus 1 is what? 3 square minus 1. 9 minus 1 which is 8. Then you do 2 square minus 1 which is 4 minus 1 which is 3. And same you'll get here. Then what you do? You do m into m square minus 1 upon 12. So 3 into 8 upon 12. 24 upon 12 which is 2. Basically m into m square minus 1 that you do. And then you divide by 12. So m into m square minus 1 upon 12. 6 upon 12 which is 0.5. Then 2 into 3 upon 12 which is 6 upon 12 which is again 0.5. So this m into m square minus 1 you have to do for all three ranks. This is for 8, this is for 3, this is for this 3. And then what you have to do is at the end you have to basically just find summation of m into m square minus 1 upon 12. And this is basically the vertical sum that you take. So 2 plus, it's like 2 plus 0.5 plus 0.5. This will come down to 3. And the last thing what you have to do is, you have to use the formula to find R. 1 minus 6 into summation of t square plus summation of m into m square minus 1 upon 12 upon n into n square minus 1. Now 1 minus 6 sigma d square is something what we have already found. Sigma d square is here over here, it's 26. Okay, sigma d square is 26. So this is 26. At the same time, observe that sigma m into m square minus 1 is 3. So this is 3. N is the number of observations. So in statistics, so if you see marks of how many students are given over here, it is 61, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 students. So N is 7. N is 7. So we get 7 into 7 square minus 1. So this is actually 1 minus 6 into 29. 7 into 49 minus 1. 1 minus 29 6 is, if you realize, it is 174. And 7 into 48. Then you do 1 minus 174 upon 7 into 48 is 336. You do it on calculator. And then we divide 174 by 336. 174 divided by 336. You get 0.51. So you get this answer as 0.51. And this will come down to 0.49. This is how we solve the problem.